I grew up just a mile and a half south here, and always wanted to farm, and was possibly not going to get the opportunity to farm. We had a small family farm operation. My older brother was already home on the farm, and my senior year at Kansas State, my dad pulled me aside and said, "You know, I know you want to farm, but there's not room on the farm. We're barely making a living." This was in the early '80s. Interest was high, and it was a very difficult time. When I talked to my dad over the Christmas holidays, I went back to K-State early, changed my schedule around to take classes to get me a job. And at the time, Monsanto was hiring everybody. They had this product called Roundup, and so I wanted to work for them. And I was working at Kansas State in research, in entomology lab, and I really liked that. So I thought, okay, that's the direction I'm going to go. And so then February 8th, my dad was killed in a plane crash, and so just overnight, I'm back on the farm. And so that was kind of the beginning. I came back home to the family farm with my brother and my mom, and we farmed together for about 4 years. And then my brother and I branched off, and we started our separate operations, kind of with the base of the family farm. And so that's how I ended up here. I met Luann. She was working at the county clerk's office in Saline County, and I was on a rural fire department, and I'd gone in to look at some county records, and she was assigned to watch me go through those records at the courthouse. And so that's how we met, and things went from there. And we were renting this place at the time where we are here today, and we purchased that a few years after we were married, and started to build the farm the way from there. So. Our operation today is a mostly tillage operation. We have a little bit of irrigation, but the tillage thing on this flat bottom ground seems to work pretty well for us. In the early '80s, we were what I would consider a full tillage farm. We did not manage our residue, and we used tillage to control all of the weeds and everything. And now I would say we're more of a minimum till, but still tillage, and it's kind of a contradiction in terms, but it's kind of a conservation tillage, if you will. And it seems to work for us. I've been able to keep our equipment costs down by purchasing and rebuilding farm machinery, and my son is very good on the internet finding the cheapest equipment, but quality equipment.
Yeah, good.
I guess I could add, about half of our equipment has been purchased on the internet, and not necessarily at an auction site, but just locating it at a dealer site. So we all know how repo equipment has a bad reputation where you live, but oftentimes that is way underpriced, and if you pull it out of that area and bring it to another area, it doesn't have that reputation. So you can get some really pretty decent equipment that way. So KFMA has been important to us since I really got out of college. I was made aware of the program at Kansas State, and then when I graduated, I was active in extension, was on the extension board, and back then I waited for 3 or 4 years on a waiting list to become a member. And when there's a lot of tough financial questions or tough enterprise questions within our operation, I've been able to contact our economist and get answers for those. And or get told of examples of other operations that were in the same situation and how they resolved it.